Hey guys, it's Angela here with a little foot massage tutorial for you. So if you want a little more than just rolling your foot on a tennis ball or a super ball or a water bottle, this feels really great. We use our feet so much, and a lot of issues in the body happen secondary to not having enough movement and mobility at the feet. So we need mobility first and then strength. And our feet do a lot, whether it's walking, standing, running. So this is a great way to take care of your feet. The first most important thing, so you're going to sit, scoot to the edge of your chair, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. For some folks, this is tough because they don't have enough hip mobility. So if this is painful, you could try sitting in a higher chair, but if this is uncomfortable on your hip, you really need to work on hip mobility first, right? Because it's not worth working on your feet if your hip's gonna hurt after. So work on loosening up those hips. So with your right ankle crossed over your left thigh, I'm gonna take the pads of my thumbs and rest them on the sole of my foot. And I'm gonna use my thumbs to make a windshield wiper motion along the arch of my foot. I'm gonna start down low and walk my hands up towards the ball of my foot. I can come back down, windshield wiper my way up again. It's not a lot of force. Keep the hands comfortable. Starting down and walking up maybe 3 to 5 times, okay? Then I'm gonna make my hand into this shape, and I'm gonna use the middle flat part. So not the back of the hand, not the fingertip, and not the pointy edges, but this middle flat section of knuckle. This is called knuckling. And I'm just gonna run my knuckles along the arch, the inner edge, the middle, the outside. You could either do this from your shoulder or you can rock at the wrist and hand, right? Do what's comfortable for you. You can explore both. They feel a little bit different. And then I can come along to the inside edge of my heel and the outer edge of my heel. So you're just rubbing your knuckles along the tissue. It's nice for the fascia. The fascia really likes this. And then you're going to take your index finger, middle section, put it between your big toe and your second toe, right where the foot meets the toes, and rock back and forth about 6 times. And then we'll move to the next space, rocking back and forth. If your feet are really tight, it will become harder and harder as you move down, going to the next section. You might not be able to fit your finger in between your toes. Again, proportionally, we should all be able to fit our own fingers between our toes, right? Body size relationship. But if your feet are very tight, you may not be able to. So when you get to these last 2 toes, if you can't fit your finger all the way down to the space, just work your finger in as much as you can. You maybe hold it there, but if you can't get all the way down, go ahead and rock and roll here. It's not a lot of force. Again, keep it comfortable. And I'm just rolling my forearm back and forth. Then you're going to shake hands with your feet. I'm going to take my index finger between my big toe and the second toe, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, if I can fit them. So if you can't fit your fingers between your toes, it means your feet are very tight and stiff, and that really affects balance and walking and running, all sorts of stuff. It can impact your ankles, hips, and knees down the line. If you can't fit those last 2 fingers in, just try to sneak them in there as much as you can. If you have to leave the pinky finger out for now, that's fine. Maybe just holding this is it for you. You might be like, oh, God, feel that. I'm going to take my other hand and stabilize my foot. So I've got my thumb on the arch and my fingers wrapped around the top. And if it's tolerable, I'm going to rock my toes back and forth. We can do circles, just starting at the toe in each direction. Okay, then I can release this hand and I can rock my foot and ankle up and down. And then we can circle the foot and ankle in both directions. And then we're gonna switch feet. So crossing the left ankle over the right thigh, heel of the hands rest on the foot. I'm gonna windshield wiper my way up the arch of my foot. Okay, coming back down, walking my hands up as I windshield wiper. my thumbs across the foot. Keep the hands comfortable. It's not a lot of force. It's fairly gentle. Okay, one more time. Then you're going to make your hand into this shape, right? Just flatten the fingers in. If you can't do that, that's a whole other hand issue. Use the middle knuckle, middle flat part, and you're going to knuckle the arch of the foot, the inner edge, the center, the outer edge, coming over to the side of the heel, the inner side. It doesn't really matter what direction you go, kind of what works for your body. And then the outer edge of the heel. This feels great. Okay. Then we're going to take index finger of the opposite hand from the foot you're working on, put it between your thumb, I keep calling it my thumb, big toe and second toe, going to where the toes meet the foot and rocking about 5 or 6 times. Moving to the next space between second toe and third toe, rocking. Again, keep it comfortable, don't force. Encourage, but don't force. It's not a lot of pressure, just nice and easy. Going into the third toe space. If your feet are very tight, it might start to get harder to put your fingers between your toes. So don't force it. Like on this little toe, if you can only start to get your finger in there just a little bit, just hold it there, give it a stretch. But if you can get all the way to the space where the toes meet the foot, you're gonna rock and roll and massage that space. About 5 or 6 times. And then we're gonna shake hands with our feet. Index finger between big toe and second toe, middle finger, third finger, and hopefully pinky. Again, if your feet are super tight, you might be like, there is no way I'm getting my pinky finger between the toes. You can leave that finger out for now, or if you can get it in just a little bit, keep it comfortable for you. Maybe just holding the stretch is it for you with fingers between toes. Otherwise, you're going to take the top of your hand, wrap it around your foot. Thumb is on the arch just to stabilize the foot and ankle. And I'm going to wiggle my toes back and forth 5 or 6 times. I can do circles in each direction, right? Just what works for you. Then I can release this hand and rock my foot and ankle. So I'm moving the whole foot and ankle now. And circle in each direction with the foot and the toes. And then release. And your feet will thank you for it. So that's something you could do every day. You could do it once a week. On Sundays, I'm going to take care of my feet. Consistency is when you get the best results. So if you did that a couple of times a week, you can do it in the bathtub while you're sitting watching a show on Netflix, while you're watching the news. If you're on a conference call and your feet are off screen, you'll really know what you're doing down here. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. Have a great day.